All right, let's dive into a mystery that pretty much every single cat owner has wondered about. Why exactly does your cat keep checking in on you? You know that feeling, right? You're trying to work, or maybe you're just relaxing, watching a show, and you get that little prickle on the back of your neck. You just feel it. You look over, and yep, there's your cat, just staring. And it's the super specific behavior, isn't it? They just wander into the room, maybe give you that slow blink, and then they're gone again. They don't seem to want food, they're not asking for pets. So what is going on?
Well, as it turns out, the answer isn't just one single thing. Your relationship with your cat is actually way more complex than you might think. In their eyes, you're not just the person who fills the food bowl. Oh no, you wear a ton of different hats. And today, we're gonna break down exactly what those roles are. So let's start with a really big one. To your cat, you are a key figure in their entire world. You are basically the guardian of the realm. Cats are incredibly territorial. You know the whole saying, a man's home is his castle? Yeah, your cat takes that to a whole other level. Your home isn't their castle, it's their entire empire. And they take the security of that empire very, very seriously. And you're one of its most valuable assets. And here's how they make it official. When your cat rubs its cheeks against you, that's not just them being cute. They're actually releasing pheromones from little scent glands, literally marking you as theirs. It's a clear signal to any other animal out there that you are spoken for. So those little check-ins are basically security patrols. They're just making sure no rival has snuck in and made off with their favorite human. And within that territory, you also have another job. You're their protector. I mean, think back to when you were a kid and you were scared of the dark. Just hearing your parents in the next room was a huge comfort, wasn't it? Well, for your cat, you are that comfort. We gotta remember, deep down, cats are still prey animals. So things that we barely even notice can seem like terrifying monsters to them. A loud car alarm, a sudden clap of thunder, even the neighbor's kids yelling in the yard. A quick check-in to see that you're calm and just chilling tells them that you're on guard and that you're ready to fight off any monsters that might show up. So, okay, it's not all about territory and security. You also have a very specific job in your cat's social world. Let's take a look at your actual role in their life. You know, we often think of cats as these solitary creatures, but feral cats actually form pretty complex social groups. And inside those groups, there is a definite hierarchy, a pecking order. Well, in your home, you've been unknowingly assigned a very important position. You are the manager. And here's a fascinating little bit of cat etiquette. In the cat world, a more dominant cat will groom a subordinate one on the head. So every single time you pet your cat, you're not just showing affection, you're actually reinforcing your status as the head of the household. So their check-ins, it's kind of like an employee just popping their head into the boss's office just to make sure everything's running smoothly. For most of history, cats were working animals. They were mousers. But now, for most of our spoiled indoor cats, that job is, well, it's gone. So a new position has opened up in their lives, and you're the one who fills it. Cats are, if nothing else, hopeful creatures. They might see you staring at your computer, but in their head, they're thinking, any second now, they're gonna get bored of that glowing box and break out the feather wand. A little check-in is a really low-effort way for them to see if playtime, or hey, maybe a treat, is about to happen. You never know. Okay, so up until now, we've been looking at this from a very cat-centric point of view. But let's flip the script for a minute and think about just how incredibly weird we must look to them. Seriously, just imagine for a second you were abducted by aliens. Now, they're nice, they feed you, they give you a super comfy place to live, but their behavior is just completely baffling. That is basically what happened to your cat when you adopted them. They're living with a kind but very, very strange alien. And from their perspective, our habits are truly bizarre. Why do we just sit and stare at a screen for 8 hours straight? What is that potent brown liquid we drink every single morning? And what kind of sorcery lets us open a can of tuna with just a twist of the wrist? They're curious. They're checking in because they are studying you, trying to figure out their strange, wonderful alien companion. And one of our absolute weirdest habits has to do with sleep. Now, we all know cats can sleep up to 16 hours a day, which sounds like a lot. But the really important point isn't how long they sleep, it's how they sleep. See, we humans, we get all our sleep in 1 or 2 big chunks. Cats, on the other hand, are what's known as polyphasic sleepers. All that means is that they sleep in a whole bunch of small naps all throughout the day and night. So, to a creature that's used to sleeping that way, our habit of going completely unconscious for 8 straight hours must seem incredibly strange and maybe even a little bit alarming. This completely flips the dynamic. When they come into your room in the middle of the night and just stare at you, they're not being creepy. They are being a concerned parent checking on their weird kid during this bizarrely long sleep ritual just to make sure you're still breathing. And finally, let's just be honest with ourselves for a second. We might think we're the managers, but who's really training whom here? Your cat pops in. What do? You get all excited. You stop what you're doing. You give them pets. Maybe you give them a treat. Your cat is smart. They learn very quickly that this little check-in gets them a reward. You're not just observing a behavior. You are actively training them to do it. We've explored territory and social roles and even alien behavior. But all of this complexity might just be built on top of one really simple, powerful truth. Beyond all the instincts and evolutionary quirks, there's one final, absolutely crucial role that you play in their life. You know, the simplest reason is often the most profound one. You are an important member of their social circle, their family. And that little check-in, that brief moment of connection, it might just be their way of saying, hey, how's it going? It's just a quiet little nod that they're happy you're there. They're just saying hi because they love you. So think about it. The next time those little paws pad into your room for a quick visit, what role are you playing? Are you their protector, their manager, their fascinating alien research subject, or are you just their best friend, stopping by to say hello?